Okay, I'm going to try and make this under 10 minutes. My name is Catherine, and I'm turning 45 next Monday. And I recently self-diagnosed as ASD, spectrum, autistic spectrum disorder. I figure at 45, I really don't need to go see a doctor to tell me what I can totally tell by, reading other people's stories, people who have been diagnosed, people who, talk about it, that I am definitely part of the spectrum, and that it's been, things I get a freeing experience, because now I feel like I can be me, and I can have a reason to be me. Like, if somebody has a problem with something that I do, that I don't, that I know that it's not intentional, that I don't have to work so hard at trying to, curb a behavior that comes quite naturally for me, like shutting down if there's too much, if I know that I'm going to be anxious. I don't like being anxious, so I try to shut down if I can, or, just to, block out outside things. One thing that I was thinking on was the whole why we take things so personal. Excuse me. And my thought on that was, when your only form of communication, which for most people is, I think they say 93% nonverbal, and as being part of the autism spectrum, verbal is our only way we understand other people. It's like going, you need to tell me what you mean, because I'm not picking up the clues. I'm not picking up your tone of voice. I'm not picking up your facial, expressions. I'm your exasperation or what have you. If you don't use specific words, I don't understand why you are upset. So, saying that, when somebody does say something specific to us, even though they may not think it's that bad or think they're really being that harsh, it comes across, it comes, it's really personal to us, because words are our only form of communication, and we don't hear, like, the kind of like the sigh and the feeling of, darling, you just, or the just, the sarcasm or anything. So they might be just, being sarcastic and being like really sweet in like a backhanded way, and it's not nearly as serious as we tend to take it. It's like, I need the fan. I'm 45. I'm going through heat flashes and stuff, so I like to have the fan on. And plus, I'm very sensitive. Like, I wear loose cottony shirts. I'm now wearing like my husband's boxers because they're just more comfortable. They fit me in areas that just like, they work for me. I've always wanted, I always keep looking for boxers. Really, to be quite honest, I wish they'd made girl boxers, really, because they're really so much more comfortable. They really don't make girl clothes for comfort, I swear to God. What is up with that? But, so I like to have the fan on. And he doesn't. And he's like, so I had the window open, so I wouldn't have the fan on. And then he was complaining about that. And so I closed the window and I turned the fan on low. And I said, here's my compromise. And then he's like going, oh, so I don't get what I want and you get what you want, so how's that a compromise? I'm like going, have needs. There's a, there's like I have a need. This is not like I want it. I need it. And he doesn't seem to understand that part. And he thinks that, or either that or I didn't quite catch the fact that when he's, yeah, he's bitching about the fact that he has to have the fan on, but it's not like, it's not like my need to have the fan on. His want for it off is not nearly as intense as my need for it on. And I don't catch that. I think that if he says, kind of, it's just a miscommunication. It's like, I feel like if I don't have this on, I'm going to just go insane. And he's like, and I think that he feels like if it's not off, I'm going to, blah. So, I mean, I'm just like, I don't know. So words have meaning. For us, they're the only thing that have meaning. So we take them really personal. And we take them very literal. And we are very concrete about what we say. We do what we can to say precisely what we mean, because we don't want to be misunderstood, because there are so many different occasions that we are, because, we don't understand slang, we don't understand body language, don't know that our body is giving off a totally different presentation than what our words are conveying. So, like, I'm like going, and here I'm saying, watch what people do. And in certain their actions, and not what they, not their verbal cue, not their body language, but their actions as far as are they helpful? Are they doing things in in a way that shows that they mean what they say? Are they do they kind of say something and then just go back to whatever they are doing, or do they really intently try and get you to understand what they're trying to say? So it's oh, there's my headphones. Sorry, I've been looking for those and they're just right there, and I've looked in here twice. So anyways, squirrel. But yeah, knowing now what people have been kind of hinting towards, and and I saw you'd see that ADHD, and it's like, yeah, that doesn't quite fit, it's not quite right. But yeah, it's like knowing that I have a whole range of different things that are affecting me because I'm wired differently. That makes a whole lot more sense than just having a specific language disorder or having ADHD. Knowing that I have all these different traits because of my brain working differently than most people's. I mean, somebody came over last night and I totally shut down because I didn't want to have a fight. I didn't want to argue. I had already been, me and my husband had been, not even snapping at each other, and I just didn't want to have something said or whatever, because we overshare. So I didn't want to really engage her because I was afraid of being too open. So I just shut down, and of course then she took that as me being totally rude, totally not totally being a jerk, right? And it's I just didn't want to get in trouble or didn't want to share something. And when I don't want to say anything, I don't say anything. I'm protecting everybody involved. Well, it's going to be about 10 minutes, so I'm going to stop now. Anyways, I'll try again tomorrow, or maybe later. Bye.